is your host, E.I. Smith. It is April 20th, 2019 at 12:47 p.m. I am on Espanola Way and Washington Avenue, and I'm going to get some more gang stalking caught on film today. I'm gonna walk down Espanola Way, which is a popular ethnic restaurant attraction, and we're gonna get some more synchronization on camera, some more space crowding, and more organized obstruction of my movements. Here we go. As you can see, it's a straight walkway. But that does not stop gang stalkers from obstructing your path. Expect continual darting left to right in front of me, and others improvised and orchestrated tactics that use obstructive means to block my footsteps. That's a favorite of the gang stalkers, to start in location A, then swing around, nearly coming in contact with me to get to point B. And as you can see, it's done on a whim. And know for surety that anywhere where there's doors that can be opened, there will be somebody to do what those people just did and swerve out in front of me in a synchronized fashion. As I've said in previous videos, it happens to me by pedestrians, people on bikes, people in cars, people on motorcycles, people on scooters, people in dune buggies. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm moving, the gang stalkers are moving, and they're constantly finding ways to obstruct my path. And as you can see, I started this video on a whim. Looks like something just fell out the tree there. There's no one up in the tree. Maybe it was an act of God, otherwise known as an act of nature. But if you're a targeted individual, your footsteps are timed, your movements are timed, your direction is documented, and gang stalkers are dispatched accordingly to cut you off, as you've seen several times, just from me having started this video 5 minutes ago on a whim. I like these videos to be raw and uncut, so the true nature of gang stalking, which is, for all intent and purposes, organized annoyance campaigns, can be seen in all of their glory. And it doesn't matter how clear of a path you have, there's always a gang stalker somewhere that can be dispatched to cut you off and obstruct your path, as we've seen on at least 5 instances over the past 5 minutes. The path behind me is clear. The path in front of me is supposed to be clear. We just saw a public safety vehicle. There's always a car coming. There's always something or something moving my way to obstruct my path. The path behind me looks clear. The path in front of me looks clear, but it will not remain clear. That's what gang stalking is. Sometimes it feels like I'm thrown into a full-blown military drill, and the gang stalkers are in formations and are dispatched for the sole purpose of obstructing my path and annoying me. As you can see, they dart out from anywhere and everywhere to accomplish that feat. And we saw a public safety vehicle about 2 streets back. That is extremely common in gang stalking, to see tons of public safety vehicles, security vehicles, and even local police vehicles and sheriff deputy vehicles pulling those same maneuvers. And as far as I'm concerned, those security and, well, we'll say law enforcement and semi-law enforcement vehicles and personnel are strategically placed to protect the gang stalkers. Law enforcement and semi-law enforcement are used against the targeted individual. And we saw a prime example of that on the 14th of April during my Gang Stalking in Action Part 2 video, which I recorded in Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, where somebody called in a phony tip to the Sunny Isles Beach police saying that I was in a public grocery store, this is according to the officers, waving a gun around, and then put the gun in my book bag and walked down the street. You see. And police dash cam videos are often edited before they're released to the public. So when I request a dash cam video of that interaction, chances are it will not truthfully resemble the encounter in its entirety. I've requested dash cam videos from interactions I've had with officers in Ohio on 2 different occasions. The most recent being in Cleveland, Ohio, with the Ohio State Patrol, back in, I'd have to say now it'd be somewhere in the range of December of 2017 to January of 2018. And then prior to that, I requested a dash cam video from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office in Washington Township, Ohio. This would have been sometime in December of 2017. And both times I requested the dash cam video and watched them, I noticed that certain parts of the interaction were edited in terms of my body movements, the body movements of the officers, my facial expressions, the facial expressions of the officers. And when I requested the dash cam from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, a very critical verbal exchange between me and the 3 sheriff's deputies that pulled me over for speeding, I might add, were completely edited out. And for me, that's unfortunate, because police officers are supposed to be a public asset. The dash cams are supposed to be a public asset. And the records request process, which is what you have to do in order to obtain a dash cam video from a police cruiser, are also supposed to be public assets. And I think it's unfortunate that taxpayer dollars go into these public assets, and I found a tennis ball. And the dash cam videos are edited. That is not a ethical thing to do. A police encounter is a public record and should be able to be accessed in its entirety, unchanged and unedited. For anyone who requests it. So that's why I haven't requested the dash cam video from that interaction with the Sunny Isles Beach Police yet, is because I know for a fact that by the time I get the dash cam video, I'm going to get an edited version of it that has certain elements added in that weren't original to the interaction, and certain elements edited out that were original to the interaction. And I'm just going to wait. Until I feel the time is right. Then I will do a formal records request to the Sunny Isles Beach Police, get a copy of the dash cam video, and post it on Twitter in my Gang-stalking in Action video series, because there was a gang-stalking mechanism that prompted that gang stalker to call the Sunny Isles Beach Police and tell that lie on me personally or on someone that matched my description so carefully that 8 police officers had to detain me. And there's a police cruiser out off in the distance there. As I said, if you're a targeted individual, that's one thing you'll see an abundance of is police, firefighters, ambulances. It appears that bus drivers sometimes change their route just so that they can be around you. I had that aspect of gang stalking documented quite thoroughly in my original gang stalking in action videos, which I unfortunately inadvertently deleted as I was clearing space in my Google Drive account. And mind you, local police, local sheriff's deputies, etc. are not equipped to investigate or remedy gang stalking. I mentioned gang stalking to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office back when I requested the dash cam, and I've not heard anything back from them regarding my request that they look into gang stalking. This is a national situation that requires the attention of the United States Congress, up to and including the President of the United States. Which at this time is Donald J. Trump. Now, one thing that I'll say about gang stalking is if you're not exposed to it, you have no way of knowing that it exists. You have no way of knowing how it works. And you have no way of knowing how annoying or obstructive it is. So it's something that I've got to bring to the attention of the United States government via these videos. Otherwise, it'll go on endlessly until something tragic happens. And you almost witnessed a tragedy in my Gang Stalking in Action Part 2 videos. So I'm going to stop it there, and I'll see you on the next video as someone is coming towards my direction.
Alright, hey, I'll be right back in 1 second.